room. I'm Trent Werner with Uptown Properties. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And I'll be doing our July market update here. Nicole, I'm going to need you to hit next. This thing's blocked out. Next. All right, we'll resort to this way, old school. Okay, as you can see here, I'm sure everyone in here is a real estate junkie like myself. July, we see 4,205 for total active listings, which is significantly down from the previous 2 years. One thing I'll point out here in a couple of slides, just keep that number in mind. But total active listings, 4,205 for July 2021 Portland metro area. So new listings, 4,267. Looks like it's actually kind of staying constant over the last couple of months. But as we'll see later, our months of inventory numbers have gone up over the last 3 months. So again, number to pay attention to, total new listings staying constant from the previous month, but inventory's going up. So that tells us that closed sales are coming down just a little bit. Next, please. All right, pending sales. Back. Pending sales, 3,354. So as we see here, we're actually below what we were in 2020. I know we've seen kind of a crazy market the last couple of years. It looks like we're actually on a quote unquote decline. One thing to note, in 2019, if we went back to the first slide, we see that there's about 8,300 total active listings for this same month. And our pending sales numbers are above 2019. And we have about half of the total active listings. So the ones that are on the market are pending right now. I'm sure you guys are all aware of that. If we look at the last 5 years here, closed sales for July, again, July and June have been kind of constant. But if you're looking at the last 5 years, closed sales are way above 2019, 18, and 17. And 2020 is pretty consistent. But if you look at June 2020 to 2021, there was a huge increase. So that was kind of when we were still in that uncertain time. And now July 2020 to July 2021, kind of on the same path here. That says average and median sales price up at the top here. Here's the numbers just for your reference. It's kind of blocked out over here. But in years past, we've seen kind of a slight decline when we hit July. We're getting into that fall time and people are getting ready for school again. So the real estate market tends to kind of cool down in terms of price point, but as we've seen in the previous slides, pending sales and closed sales are still pretty hot. This is something that I really wanted to point out. Average total market time is down almost half of what it was the previous 2 years. So again, previous 2 years had a lot more listings, a lot more active listings. And this year we've seen a lot more closed and pending sales with not as many listings to choose from. I think that's what's driving our market time down to 20 days on average. Here's that slide that I talked about. Last 3 months we have gone up. We're still below 1, so there's nothing out there. This is just kind of overview of all the numbers I just talked about. Nothing too crazy that I want to touch on here. Again, it's just more for your synopsis and the people at home, they can see it a little bit better. This chart shows the condo market. So I'm sure a lot of you, you felt the condo market or were aware that the condo market slowed down a lot with the pandemic when the pandemic first started. Even last year, the condo market wasn't that sought after with all the extracurricular activities that were going on in downtown Portland. Now we can see that the condo market is starting to come back up. So the green bar here is the active listings. But if you look at the closed sales, we're kind of on a slight increase, which is encouraging if you're a condo owner that wants to sell your condo. Looking at small multifamily now. Up top, we have July. Down below, we have June. One thing I really wanted to point out was the sold price to original list price. It looks like people that are wanting to sell small multifamily are willing to accept a little bit below what their original list price was. When you compare it to last month, looks like people were just getting what they were asking for. So again, the market has kind of slowed down a little bit, relative to what we've seen in the past, for the past 2 years, I should say. But it's hotter than I'll get up still, and if you're a seller, it's still a great time to sell. Again, I'm Trent Werner. Next, we'll bring Taylor Rose for a deal deep dive.